Money doesn't make you happy, but no one's ever sad when they receive any amount of money. If you struggle to manage the money in your hands, or even feel that you don't have enough money to support your needs, then this video is exactly what you've been waiting for to help your financial troubles. Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll talk about the 5 Rules of Money by Dave Ramsey, an American personal finance personality who has come back from bankruptcy to being valued at over $200 million in 2021. Before we begin, kindly note the video is based on the opinion of the author and just for educational purposes only. Dave Ramsey began his career in real estate and started earning well, and by the age of 26, he had already earned $4 million in real estate and a net worth of $1 million and was earning $20,000 a month. Then the banks he owed money to started to recall the loan, and he was required to pay back $2 million in debt. And at the age of 28, he became bankrupt. He has studied 2,500 scriptures that talk about money and possession. Let's look at the 5 rules that Dave Ramsey teaches us about money and managing it to maximize its potential and increase your wealth. If you apply these principles, then they're bound to help you prosper in life and use money in the best ways to be able to achieve all your financial dreams. Here are the 5 rules. Rule 1. Have a budget. You need to have a specific budget that you write down on a piece of paper and not create digitally. The budget must be such that you intend to keep all intents and purposes. The budget must be created monthly without fail. Every currency note that you own must have a purpose, must have pre-designed use, and not be spent without any plan. If you're married, then it's important to make sure that you are in consensus with your spouse. You need to be able to know completely and well if you have the money to be able to undertake certain tasks or fund certain dreams. If you don't have an aim, then you're bound to end up nowhere. A budget is a roadmap that will allow you to know where the money should go instead of you being completely unaware where it went. It's equivalent to building a house. Building a house requires a blueprint that will direct you exactly where you need to put what and how to construct a house that will be sturdy. It's like a company where there are so many departments and so many personnel, each with a goal that will help end the goals of the company itself. Each personnel in each department has a plan to achieve that goal that they have in their mind. They have a plan related to the revenue that they'll be looking to produce every month, quarter, and year. They'll also have a plan as to the expenditure they'll incur when they have to run their company. Finally, use this information to be able to do the annual projections. All this can be achieved by simple school-grade math. You shouldn't wonder where the money that you have worked hard to get has gone. It will just put you into an endless cycle where you're just working, and working without any value for all of it. In your lifetime, you may end up earning close to 5 to 10 million, but still not have anything to show for it because you didn't have any written records for it. Rule 2. Stay out of debt. The lender is the master of the borrower and therefore will control every financial decision you have to make in your life. If you don't have debts to pay off, that only leaves you with that extra money for your spending. Every individual has the same needs, but doesn't have the same wants. There's nothing wrong with wanting luxurious things, but it's important to be measured. You need to learn to be able to live without debt. It's one thing knowing about finance and debts and all the dynamics of it. You need to be able to make sure that you apply it in real life as well. If you're broke, despite knowing about finance also well, it is comparable to being a bankrupt finance professor. There are many experts that you might come across in your life with just as much knowledge but no practical application. At the end of the day, there's nowhere in the scriptures that debt is glorified or spoken positively. According to Dave Ramsey, the Bible considers it nonsensical and therefore must be avoided by you at all costs. Rule 5. Quality relationships. It's important to have a healthy and quality relationship around you. As Dave Ramsey puts it, marriage costs $1,000, then divorce is $50,000. If there's a lack of quality in your relationships, you're going to make up for that by lack of investing money. Any dysfunctional relationship, whether it be your parents, brothers, or any other relationship, will be costly for your money. Their dysfunction will become yours to bear, and it will lead you to becoming broke and out of money. There's somewhere, someplace in your family tree where there's that relationship that can cause problems for you. It can be hidden in any of our relationships, and there's always bound to be one because none of us is an exception to this rule. One of the most easily found types is that those that are addicted to one or the other kinds of addictions. It can be anything ranging from gambling, alcohol, and drugs. Anyone who's addicted and cannot bring it under control is almost always on a path to being broke. Anyone who's connected to someone who's addicted to such kinds of vices is going to end up being broke as well. As written by Tom Stanley in his book, Millionaire Mind, studied decamillionaire, the ones that are valued at over 10 million or so, and earn $750,000 per year. In the study, he found out that there are 39 correlating features in which relationships come in the top 5. These include the length and quality of their married life, the integrity of character, and many more such things. All these have to do with the personality they possess and their capability to work in a team with others. The simple reason is if that you're generous and nice to others, then in turn, they'll be generous and nice to you, aiding your growth. When you're nice and generous to your coworkers and your supporters, they'll be more likely to promote you than in comparison if you're behaving negatively. The coworkers around you will be happy that you got promoted as they're affected by your good behavior. It's not, as it is widely believed, that those who exhibit negative behavior get ahead in life. In the real world, they get chastised and never get a positive response, as they're most likely to lose the business with clients who will be off by their behavior. If someone comes to another's office and curses and criticizes unnecessarily, it is most likely to never get invited again to the same office. If you're in a restaurant, if the staff is being grumpy and doesn't serve politely, then that often means you won't visit them ever again. In the scriptures, it's said that an evil company will only encourage bad habits and destroy good habits. It's known that your average income will, after a while, come close to the average income of your closest friends. In the same way as kids, our parents didn't allow us to hang out with delinquent kids because we could imbibe in ourselves these habits and become similar to them. Therefore, the ones with whom you spend your time influence the way you tend to think, behave, and most importantly, manage money like them. Hence, it affects your financial decisions to a huge extent. Rule 4. Save money. It's important to save and invest that saved money. The scriptures say that the wise man keeps a store of choice and food and wine, but a foolish man devours all he has. You shouldn't spend all that you've earned. You have to not be just good at making money, but also good at keeping the money that you've earned. You have to always spend less than you earned and save the rest. You need to save money that you earn for 3 basic needs. The first one is you have to save for a rainy day. There's always a chance that you might end up needing more money than you normally earn, and therefore it's important to keep money in hand for such instances. It could be any major financial problem that you may face. It could be a job layoff, or you could be in a car accident, and in such a scenario, you're going to need money to sustain yourself. The second reason why you save is to pay for certain things. It means you had planned it and saved money for it. You had a budget and you stuck to it, therefore you had cash from your savings to pay and didn't need debt to pay for it. When you pay for something without paying for it, it means you own it and no one, not the bank or a lender, is the actual owner. It's possible that if you buy something off a debt, it can make the joy of having that particular object, such as a car, obsolete. The last and third reason you pay is long-term investment. Saving a simple sum of $100 for a long period can give you great dividends. Therefore, the only reason you retire broke is because of the fact you didn't invest money at all that you saved. We need to save, and with a plan, invest it properly. Rule 5. Give. When you have enough money, you'll give it back. Anyone who has enough money gives back money, and most millionaires and billionaires are philanthropists. You cannot have access with money unless you acquire the ability to give it back. When you give, your persona transforms into a giving and generous person. Generous people automatically comply with rule number 3 to have quality relationships. These are easy 5 principles to help you become wiser and smarter in managing your money. Even though they're easy to understand, it's difficult and tedious to master. You're most likely to find that these principles will change the way you handle money and also draw your path to your prosperity. We hope you enjoyed the video and learned some valuable lessons in money management. If you enjoyed it, show us some love by clicking the like button And if you want more such videos, please subscribe and press the bell icon and check out our other videos as soon as they drop. Also, let us know in the comment section times you have followed these principles without even knowing about them. Take care.